Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're talking about Ole Guacamole. Man, me and my wife have very strong disagreements on guacamole. She likes it. I only like it when it's made tableside at the restaurant, right there, and then eat it at that point in time. I think it's fantastic. Other than that, you can skip it. And this is sad because where I live here in South Florida, avocados are everywhere. They're expensive everywhere else. Here they give them away for free practically. This really has nothing to do with guacamole. This game is just done this way so that they can put it in this funny shaped container, and so you can say, ole, guacamole. It's a word game where you're adding letters, but you can't use any of those letters in the words you're shouting out. Let me show you. So you have a deck here of letter cards, and you have this card here in the middle of the table, which just shows the direction of play for now. And so on your turn, you turn this card over, and you have 12 seconds that other people will count silently in your head, and you have to say a word that does not have that letter in. So maybe I'll say watermelon, because there's no H in watermelon. The next person adds another card, and they have to say another word that doesn't contain either of these letters and somehow connects to watermelon. So maybe they would say orange, because orange is also a fruit. It says you have to be reasonable with the connections. The rules say accept all connections. So, I mean, don't play this with people who are kind of a pain in the neck. Then the next person turns over another one. So maybe they'll say apple. We'll stay with the fruit theme. The next person turns over one. Oh, well, there goes lime and lemon. Can't say peach. Can't say plum. Can't say strawberry. And eventually someone's not going to be able to say a word. And when that happens, everyone else is counting silently in their head. They shout guacamole, and the person whose turn it is takes all these cards and puts them face down in front of you. And then they will start a new word. And this keeps going till all the cards are gone. Now, there are some special cards. If you draw this, you have to say two words instead of one. And the next person's word can connect to either one of those words. If we turn over ole, you have to shout ole, and then you flip this over, and the person who just played a letter is going to go. If you play this one, you decide which player plays a word. You're like, Joe, you're going to say the word. This skips you and goes to the next person. That's it. The packaging you can see is here like a little guacamole, and everything's going to fit together. So there you have it. This is a fine little party game. I'd give this one a 7 out of 10, actually, because it's enjoyable, it's quick, it's fun. This is a mass market style game that can be sold at stores, and anyone can pick it up and play it. I think I would like the game just as much without the special cards in, and I almost would have liked the deck to be a little bit bigger because the game ends pretty quickly. Those would be my complaints, but other than that, it's fun. The whole connection thing, I guess I should address that a bit because we found that to work pretty well. You know, someone might say watermelon and the next person says vine, or the next person says farmer, because farmers have watermelons, whatever it might be, and just accept it. It's just, but the fact that the person is sitting there trying to think of a connection, I mean, if you say watermelon and the next person says clown, we might argue over that, but this game isn't really made for arguments. This game is for you to sit there eventually when 6 letters are out there and thinking, I have to pick a word that has none of these letters in, which is really tricky and fun. I mean, usually people aren't ever going to have a problem with just one letter, or 2 or 3, but once it hits 4 or more, and sometimes with 2 or 3, your mind just goes blank because there's an E out there and every single word you think of starts with an E. So this is it's kind of a filler type game, a game you can play before other things. I like it. Nice little game. Ole guacamole.